We gather together to celebrate a dad, a brother, uncle, friend, daytime, nighttime, anytime, right time, all the time, John time. Of course, some of you know him as Robert John, too. Dad leaves behind a legacy of stories. Anybody that's ever met my dad has heard his stories. Some of them come from his wide-ranging history. Some of them, not so much. But he's a guy who can really say he's been there and done that. He learned just about everything he could learn. The only thing he didn't learn was how to speak Greek. But if you really want to know about my dad, you really don't have to look any further than the three of us kids. We have Terry, who has his Hungarian side. She can be a little feisty sometimes. But she lives here, she embraces the community, she keeps up with the family for us, and picked up my dad's love of cooking. She also, unfortunately, picked up his altitude. My brother is a little more blessed. He got my dad's dashing good looks. If you look at some of my dad's army pictures and stuff, and some of Jeff's pictures, he is the spitting image of it. But he also loves the outdoors, loves to hunt, fish, anything outside. Montana is his dreamland. He also shares something very special with my dad. They've both spent a year in combat. It's a bond that no one can take away. Jeff also has taken up, like my dad, collecting tools and equipment and starting projects. Then there's me. I picked up my dad's mechanical side. Dad, he can fix anything with parts, I think. But I also picked up his need for speed, his love of aviation, fixing things, doing go fast. And sadly, I got his beard here. But then there are intangible things about Dad. There are things that you couldn't quite see unless you were part of the family. Dad could be a very somber, quiet, shy, reserved person, always studying, reading, learning, doing things. He did everything with a sense of discipline. He did everything with a sense of strength. He was absolutely the pillar of our family. Through all the trials of our mom and everything else, Dad was always there. He always said, if something needs doing, just do it. And if you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability, with whatever tools you have available. One of his other favorite sayings was, always leave the campground better than the way you found it. Campsite. Well, I think he applied that to people as well, and left them all better than found them. And that leads me to my last two traits of Dad. The first one is service. Dad demonstrated selfless service to others in everything that he did, from VFW and cooties, to driving the band truck, to being a scoutmaster when there wasn't one, to calling bingo at Mount Carmel, probably when he should have been living there. And, as a whole bunch of you people know, even taking time out of the woods to cook dinner. Yeah, the next one is faith. Dad showed his faith by living a life to the fullest, to the best way he knew how. We didn't do a lot of church growing up. We were daughters in the building. But I'll tell you what, we had a perfect example of it in our household. Dad never missed an opportunity to play at church, to be a church guy. Sundays at scouting, he would do the service. He became the VFW chaplain. And just by being the best dad he knew how to be, I think that he practiced his faith to the very end. I know I walked in on a Sunday morning not long ago, and he was standing in his house, had the missal let out, saying the prayers, following along on TV. It's kind of strange, but that was my dad. He was a living example of what service and faith really is. And now he's gone on to be with his wife, leaving this world, this big campsite, better than he found it, by the lives that he touched and changed for the better. That's why we celebrate a man that, while he tended to call himself Rotten John, was anything but.